Greetings, everyone. This is Todd Pitner at Decentralized Directory, and I have a very, very special guest today. I want to introduce you to Ramiro Romani. He is the founder and CEO of AbovePhone.com. This is about replacing big tech with your own private ecosystem. Now, I've titled this show, Your Phone is Spying on You. Ramiro Romani, founder of AbovePhone.com, has the solution. Ramiro Romani, welcome to the show. Thank you.
Todd, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me on. And yeah, we're going to get into some serious but revitalizing topics today.
Yeah, we sure are. I don't know what happened because I didn't purchase it, Ramiro. I mean, there's nothing that ties me to this new phone that I have in my hand here. And some of these things that came along with it.
Bonus.
I don't think that there's any record of me buying this de-Googled phone, yet they're here and you didn't give it to me. But this is why we like private crypto, isn't it, Ramiro Romani?
There's no financial there's no financial link between you and that phone.
What do you mean that our phones are spying on us? Let's start there.
Sure. Yeah. So I always start by getting you to see the big picture, right?
Okay.
There's more than 7 billion phones on Earth, right? Similarly, there's almost one phone for every person. There's probably more than one phone for every person. So when you think about it, all these phones are are associated to two companies, right? There's two major operating systems, the software you use on your phone. Either you're an Apple person, iOS person, or you're an Android person. So you're choosing between Google and Apple, and together they have control over 7 billion phones at the same time.
Yeah.
So they can see how you're moving about in the world in real time. And if there's been independent studies that have looked at how often these phones are phoning back home to Google and Apple, and it's around every 5 minutes they're sending a request back. So just imagine this, you're going about, you're living your life, maybe you're driving to work, every 5 minutes, ping, 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 and there's a historical data of everything that you've done with your phone. And that's just based on network requests. Now, when I say network requests, that's just your phone connecting to their servers, because technology like a phone, it's always in contact with different servers to get data. So what we've basically seen is these phones are collecting unique identifiers that will pick you out over everyone on Earth who's using a phone. So they're sending things back like your phone number, which Google and Apple don't necessarily need your phone number, but they're collecting that. They have your SIM card ID, they have your equipment ID, which is the ID you could report if your phone is stolen and you don't want whoever stole it to be able to use the phone. And the cell network operators will turn that off, right? So they're getting all of these IDs, and they have complete control over that ecosystem, right? Like, imagine being able to roll out a new product or a new system to 7 billion people at the same time. They have the power to do that, and they've done that before for things like contact tracing, which they worked on together in April of 2020. They rolled that out to all the phones at the same time, and they're like, hey, use this. It's optional, but we just automatically deployed it. So, you really have to think about how much power these companies have over humanity in general to be able to roll out technologies like that.
So, Ramiro, though, there are so many of us out there that simply concede and say, yeah, but it makes things so convenient. I can't live without Google Maps or Waze. Who cares? I'm not doing anything nefarious anyway. What do you say to that, Ramiro?
I say you're probably not doing anything nefarious, and neither are all the people who are using this stuff. I think it's more about Google and Apple and the other organizations that are working with them, they're the ones doing things that are nefarious, and taking back your own technical sovereignty is telling them, hey, we don't agree with what you're doing and we're going to find alternatives. And luckily, there's a whole community of open source developers making alternatives that aren't just, alternatives. They're better. They're better. So, today I will show you alternatives to YouTube that are better than YouTube and give you more features than YouTube without paying for it. I'll show you maps that you can use to navigate the world completely offline. I'll show you how you can download podcasts directly to your phone, how you can make phone calls without a SIM card. We're essentially breaking all the rules that these big companies have set for us and how we can use our technology using open source software. So not only is it more private, it'll do more for you, and it won't bother you with ads, right? Does anyone like ads on their phone? I haven't had an ad on my phone for years, right? And I want the same for you.
Hey, can I ask you a question? Because I believe this is true. I have, where is it? I have an iPhone. I have a spy phone, right? That frankly, it's going to take me a little bit of time to wean myself off of this and onto this, but I'm down for it because I am all about decentralization and I want to decentralize my communications. But when people say, hey, Siri, right? Siri's listening to you, right? Siri just doesn't come on when you say, hey, Siri, because otherwise Siri wouldn't be able to hear, hey, Siri. So your phone is literally listening to you all the time. I have had, I've recently installed a food forest in my back property, which is awesome. And all of a sudden there's all of these different gardening ads and things that are popping up that I believe when I start talking about certain things, it's listening and then it's going and it's serving me these ads that ultimately they're going to make money off of. That's happening, isn't it?
Yes, I think it's safe to assume that they're doing that, even though there's no hard evidence and they're denying it. Like they completely deny it. As far as I've seen from their terms of service, they don't say explicitly that they're listening to you. But everyone, right? Everyone knows this. Everyone knows they start talking about something and it appears in their phone. So it's kind of just like an open secret that we've all kind of accepted and gone away with. But the question is, so they're using it to monetize you. They're putting you into different segments. Oh, here's Todd. He's going into a gardening phase. Let's sell him some gardening products, right?
Right.
It's just on and on, right? So just they have this historical data of everything you've ever talked about. Think about how powerful that is, and think about the partnerships that Google and Apple have, not just through their their subsidiaries, but anyone they might choose to share data with. Google, I can definitely say, is one of the biggest military defense contractors in the technical space.
Yeah.
And so there's people who think that these large companies are just feeding data directly to governments. It's like the program Total Information Awareness that DARPA was trying to do in the 90s and before, right? It's just become aware of everything that everyone is doing. And so we really have to cut the pipeline off because it's all through convenience, right? It's all through our consent. Yeah. Hey, we made this really awesome product for you. It's going to listen to you all the time. It's all through your consent. And so if you can find a phone that can do everything for you that those normal phones can and isn't listening to you and isn't hard to adapt to, then, I think it's great. And then to round this question off, all right, you're probably thinking, so what? I get ads. You might even use some of those ads. Maybe those ads are useful to you and you like that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a question of what happens if the laws go far enough to start taking this language and using it against you.
Yes.
That's kind of already the case, right? They've done a dry run with this for the COVID contact tracing, right? They have openly shared data. I think it was Google who shared data with the CDC. It It wasn't Google who did that. The CDC bought data from mobile app manufacturers or people who develop mobile apps to see if people were abiding by contact tracing, right? Now, what happens if going out after 8 p.m. becomes illegal? How do you think they're going to use that data, right, to try and find people? So,
and let me ask you this. If you were caught in the geofencing January 6th, you know, they actually track people down based upon their phones, reporting on them where they were, right?
Absolutely. Geofencing, yeah. It became, ever since they started prosecuting people for January 6th, it's now a lot more visible. But, you know, ever since Google Maps was a thing, that database exists.
Yeah.
Excuse me. It's called Sensor Vault, and it's Google's secret database that no one really understands and is only available to law enforcement. And so when there's a crime and the police don't have any clues, but they have a date and a time it happened, they can select that area and see what phones come up. And so,
bingo,
you know, that's what they did in that case. And here's the crazy part. Doesn't matter if you have an iPhone, you're still in this database if you've ever used Google Maps. So that's kind of the extent, right? They have pretty much everyone who's ever used Google Maps in this database. So that's one of the biggest reasons to get out of it.
Yeah. Mike Adams, I co-host Decentralized.tv with him. And thank you. You are a sponsor, affiliate sponsor on Decentralized.tv. And Mike Adams has a suggestion that, you know, you take your iPhone and when you're going to go out to dinner, you leave your iPhone in your office or your home, and then you take your AbovePhone with you and you can use it and people can get in touch with you and all of this. And if something happens, you actually have evidence saying, hey, geolocate my phone. I was home all night, which is pretty cool.
Exactly. That's a pretty cool way to use it. I didn't think about that. But yeah, like, you know, Todd, I really appreciate, you know, that you leaping in head first to this. And I want to tell people, you know, it's not as hard as you might think. And, you know, like Todd is doing it pretty intelligently. He's getting both phones at the same time and taking his time with the transition, right?
Yes.
It's not going to happen overnight, but it is really nice to have one really private phone and then one phone to, you know, just stay in touch.
Yeah. And for me personally, I've just been such an iPhone guy. It is a different kind of experience, but it's one that once I start using it, I know myself, I'm going to start adapting to it, but I am going to keep 1 foot in the public and 1 foot in the private, to be able to one day wean myself entirely off of my spy phone. That is my goal, but I'm not putting the pressure on myself to do it like, oh, it has to be done by next week. I mean, you and your team are so amazing in helping people when they initially get their phone, go through, teach them. It's over the phone. And you and I are going to spend a little more time after this show because I need to top off my SIM card. I need to do a couple of things. And I'm just kind of stuck as far as, man, how do I do that again? You know, so, but once I have it all working, right, then I can go and I can start playing. And that's where I'm just going to, you know, do a Mike Adams thing and try to break it, you know, try to see how I can make it not work, you know. But that's just going to take spending time. And I tell you what, like everything that I'm doing through decentralizeddirectory.com, people, please go there and watch the intro video. There's going to be a section, probably launched by next Friday, that is going to be called Key Partners Supporting Decentralization. When you go into that section and you open it up, you are going to find all of the key partners that I have kid tested, mother approved. And I'm not putting anybody in there that I haven't vetted deeply. And there's also going to be a special offer or discount, like for your phones. People would go in there and they would be able to click on the link and go to your site, AbovePhone.com, or you could go to AbovePhone.com/DD, which stands for Decentralized Directory, and put in the code DD25. that'll get you $25 off of your phone order. So there are going to be many other awesome offers within that key partners. And I want you to go there and support those people, because that's the key. To get out of the system, the control system, you have to do what? Get out of the system. So
build new systems, and that's exactly what we're doing here. Hey, Todd, and don't you have a financial consulting package on there as well?
Yeah, it's book an hour with Todd. There are people who may not be really comfortable with how do I acquire private crypto and other things, and I can help people do that. What people are really astonished over, it is a tax advantage strategy that will allow you to keep more of what you earn, a lot more of what you earn lawfully. I cannot publish what it is on there. That's why you need to book an hour with me, because it's in the private. This is.
Yeah, I just want to mention too. I started working with Todd. That's actually the thing. We started messaging after we did the Health Ranger show together, and that's what pulled me in. And I got an hour with Todd, and I'm really thankful going down that path with him, because we've got the technology side figured out.
Yeah.
What is the legal side? How do we protect everything that we've built? And it's been really amazing to work with Todd and see that, wow, there are ways inside the legal system to protect yourself. I mean, it's essentially what the ultra rich are doing, and that not many people know about. So I'm really thankful for this protection now, and I highly encourage you to get some time with Todd. He really breaks it down and makes it easy. It's honestly the easiest solution I've ever come across. So, and
yeah,
I've done a lot of.
You even had a your tax guy who was a little bit. He's like, I have some questions, because this is something. It's the best kept secret, Ramiro, nobody's ever heard of. Is it not?
I would say so. And, I've done my due diligence. I've been in the freedom space, and there are a lot of different solutions going around like this, like private membership associations.
Right.
Everyone is really trying their best to figure it out. So I've researched all of those. And when Todd told me about this during our call, I had to do my due diligence. I got my tax guy to look at it. And it's legit. And I asked all of the follow-up questions I had about how it worked, and I was satisfied. So now that's on the way. And it'll be really amazing to build my next series of companies based on that structure, and just
absolutely.
Feel like I don't have a burden on my head.
And I think there are a couple of food groups that should be interested in this. Those who have W-2 or 1099 jobs, you must book an hour with me. I'm just telling you it, Ramiro. You can share that. I cannot evangelize this aggressively enough, because it is going to save you so much money in your entire career. But the other thing is, it allows you to be able to protect your assets, not in some complicated tax strategy where you have blind trusts that have to be renewed every year and you have to hire attorneys and lawyers and all of that. No, this is so stupid,
it's so
simple.
It's the only reason. Simplicity is the only reason I went for it, because I have so much going on. If it wasn't simple, I wouldn't have done it. If it wasn't comprehensive and protecting me from all my tax liabilities, I wouldn't have done it. If it didn't answer my questions, So I can't say enough good stuff about it. If you are building something, or if you're trying to protect your assets, definitely
get a call. And for those of you who may be in the other bucket, who may be older in life, and you don't want to put your kids through hell after you pass away, sorry, but that's just kind of a fact of life. You want to book an hour with me, because I can help you protect your assets to where you don't have to go through, your kids don't have to go through probate. It is so easy. It's just a living will with a 1 to 2 page living will that spells this out. And what you are gifting them is, or donating to them, is what you set up through me. That becomes the vehicle, which is not subject to any kind of death tax or liability. I hope this catches fire, because I want to help so many people, Ramiro, like you do, with with the phones and laptops.
I think it will. I think it absolutely will. And I'm super excited, and thankful that, I was one of the first to be invited in. We're going to have a call very soon with all my friends, and I'm going to get them onboarded too. So thanks for doing the hard work, Todd.
Well, thank you for bringing that up.
Like, one side is the legal private, which is, the foundation of it. The other side is the technology private. I see it all being, hand in hand.
Right. And I must say that with all of and I want you to talk about your crypto course, but we've learned together over this last week that there are these traps that certain three-letter agency is trying to set for those of you who are in crypto. And isn't it amazing how my solution solves for that too?
Yeah, Todd, you mentioned our crypto course, which we did just the other day between myself, my good friend Derek Bros, and my good friend Kenny P. And with the three of us, we're all young guys, so we kind of grew up in the generation of crypto.
Yeah.
And so we've been using crypto for a decade each. And
wow.
Kenny and Derek, especially, they're I would say they're more anarchists than myself. So they exist very outside of the banking system, and I do too, to a degree. I've built a whole company on crypto. So with that, I want you to check out this course. We'll have the link in the description. It's called Building Your Own Private Parallel Economy. Mm-hmm. And we really wanted to be comprehensive with it. It's not just learning how to be secure and private with your crypto so people can't report on your transactions. It's not just knowing about the two main currencies that we believe in that are the most stable, and then also offer the most, integration. That you can buy and sell the most things with in a peer-to-peer manner. It's all of those together with being able to go out in the world and getting other people to use crypto too, or finding people near you, right? Because we are building a parallel economy that's going to be better, that doesn't have any tax implications. And so, this course is around 5 hours, and with 1 hour of Q&A. And we released it for free because this information needs to, people need to get this information. It's going to be free for the entire weekend. So again, check it out using the link below. Yep. On Monday, it's going to be live on our new learning site called above.university, and it's going to be available for purchase then. But enjoy it free for the weekend. And I hope you guys learn.
Yeah. So you guys, unfortunately, I'm not live streaming right now. We had a little bit of tech issue with the YouTube. But I will upload this by this evening, which is Friday evening. So you will have all weekend, and I will include the links below. So take advantage of it. Binge a little this weekend on crypto education. And on Monday, when it goes up on your permanent site, it will be, I believe, $250, correct?
That's right. Yeah. So it's going to be $250 for the next week, starting Monday, and it's more than just a live stream of the 5 hours of lessons in the QA. You're also going to get the notes, the printed out notes for each of the lessons, and then we've also committed to doing 1 or 2 bonus lessons of cool things like getting an internet phone number with crypto, or finding groups where you can peer-to-peer trade. And,
I may or may not have acquired this device with or without Monero.
It's a secret. I mean, we don't really know. It's one of those quantum Schrodinger's cats things, right?
Yeah.
Did he not?
But poof, it appeared. So I would like to let everybody know while we're talking about this, I spent a lot of time, I've covered crypto for 3 years, and over the 3 years, I have acquired a glossary of terms. And so I created, for those who go to decentralizeddirectory.com and you sign up for my monthly newsletter, I created a glossary of terms. Now, this is about probably 25 pages that literally anything that I have ever come across, I took it and I made it as simple as possible for example, what is ATH? The highest price a cryptocurrency has ever reached. It's very, very simple. So please get this. All you have to do is go to decentralizeddirectory.com and sign up for the monthly newsletter. And then you will get an email from me to where you'll be able to download the glossary of terms. So I wanted to make that available to everybody. I think that'll help people with your course as well.
Absolutely. That's really cool, Todd. I'm definitely going to get a copy of that. Hey, so I wanted to take some time. I know we have some time left, and
Yes.
go into the phone.
Beautiful.
And cool. So what we're looking at right now, this is the AbovePhone. This is what you get out of the box. I kind of got ahead of myself earlier. I'm just going to try and explain it really, really simply.
Okay.
This phone will work with any cell service, right? So whatever cell service you have currently, you can get it working on the AbovePhone, right? So you could just take your SIM card and you pop it in this phone, and then you have a working phone. Your phone's your calls will work in the same way. You know, you'll have a dialer, very similar. Your text can work in the same way. Um, and what I will mention too is that you can get all of the apps that you might want as well, right? So how is that? It's a phone that works with any cell service, and you can get the apps you want. Well, we use different open source software to actually download apps from the Google Play Store, but we're not going directly to the Google Play Store. We're going through an anonymous proxy shared with a lot of other people. So this store is called Aurora Store, and you can see it's loading. It's giving me some apps. They can change from time to time because there's just kind of this like war going on. Google's trying to stop access to all their apps, and we're constantly fixing it, improving on it. And us personally, we have donated a lot to Aurora Store to keep it working. So you can download pretty much whatever app you want. I'll give you an example of that in a bit. So there we have this app store where you can get all the apps that you're used to. And then you also have an app store where every single line of code on this app store is available and open source for you to see. So typically, these apps are filled with really good features, and they're not there to spy on you. They're there to do their jobs, which you can do if you're doing it for the love of app development, which there are developers who, there's plenty of developers who do. Then it's just an app that works without spying on you, without trying to advertise to
Let
you.
me ask you a question. So this what is this called? This is not Aurora Store, right? Or
this is called F-Droid. F-Droid.
Okay. So now, for me, when I get a little bit intimidated when I hear, oh, it has all of the code or whatever. Do I have to know how to code? Do I have to? What do I do? Or do I just click on it to download it, and the phone does the work?
Here's a good example. Yeah, the phone does all the work. What I'm saying is, hey, the people who have released these apps, it's like they gave you all the ingredients that goes into making it, right? Okay. It's like one big pharma company is giving you like a syringe with kind of a small label on there that doesn't say much. And then over here, we've got like a homemade dish with all the ingredients on it, which you could go look at the ingredients if you wanted to, right?
Okay.
And there are a lot of eyes on this code as well, right?
So this is where people smarter than me could go in there and they could say, whoa, 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 you said you weren't spying on me, but I see this line of code here. You're spying on me.
We can hold them accountable, and there's there have been cases of that. And typically what happens if an app developer isn't doing things that are best for the user, what happens is some other industrious person comes along and forks it, which means that they copy the code and they make their own version, taking out the features that they didn't like or even improving on it in another way. So that happens, and that's a requirement. That's a requirement to be on here. And so this is actually true free market, right?
Wow.
It's free market. You can do what they want. So every app on this phone, and guys, there's so many awesome apps. There's every app on this phone except for one app is free and open source, right? So here I'll give you a few examples. This is called NewPipe. This NewPipe app is a way to watch YouTube privately. So I want to show you a few things. Yeah, we came upon a Korean video, it looks like here. But you can download the video right away. You can download the video. I can download just the audio if I want the audio. So you can see like already, you can download high quality audio. This is a way to decentralize the control of data. Now you get to take back your YouTube videos. You get to take back the content that people created for you. YouTube doesn't own that,
Hey,
right?
let me ask you a question. So when you say you can download the videos, to me that implies I got to have a boatload of storage, right?
Sure. I mean, it doesn't require too much storage, these videos, but yeah,
Okay.
if you were doing like an hour or two video, it might be a gigabyte or two. All of the above phones we have, they have around 128 gigabytes of storage. Our nicest model, the Pixel 7 Pro, which I think you have, Todd,
Yep.
that one can get 256 and 512 gigabytes as well.
Yep.
But there's kind of like a shift as well, like when we start to do stuff like this, we have to manage our storage. And here, let me see if I can find a USB drive. I think I had one laying around here. A little unprepared. There is this special USB drive. I have one that's plugged into my computer, but one
Hey,
side will, yeah,
is it
he's got it. There you go. That one
this?
right there. Flip
Yeah.
it around. Yeah, so one side goes into the phone and the other side goes in the computer, right? So Todd's question, hey, I downloaded a crap ton of YouTube videos. What do? Copy them to the drive, put them on the computer. You're good, right? Now you're just
Okay.
amassing. You're amassing your own personal data.
Well, then,
And
while we're talking about these little fun things, what is this?
yeah, so that is an Ethernet adapter. One of our missions is to promote health and technology, and we're very aware of radio frequencies and their effect on the body. So what that Ethernet adapter does is allows you to. I have Ethernet wires all around me. I'm looking for one to pick up. You can plug in an Ethernet into that port right there, and then you can turn the radio off on the phone, and you can make a call with zero radiation at
Wow.
all. So
Okay.
there's no reason we shouldn't have our houses wired up for Ethernet, as I have with my house here, and be no wireless in the house, because it's harmful to health, and it's especially harmful for children because their skulls are a lot thinner. They have more water content in the brain. It will really make an impact on them. And we're seeing now, ever since mobile phones became a thing in the 90s, we've had tumors appear exactly where people are holding their
Wow.
phones, or if they're holding their iPad or whatever on the belly, they do cause tumors and other really bad symptoms. So
Hey,
this
I
is
know
real.
I know that you are going to be also, but this is relevant to what you're saying now. That I asked you when with this new computer that you have, the notebook
Yeah.
computer. I said, do you call it a notebook or a laptop? And you educated me saying that we shouldn't call it a laptop because it should never be on your lap if you want to ultimately have kids, sir.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So
There's
tell us about that. They're trying to
Yeah,
zap us.
they're great. Well, I say they. Let's be the industry lobbying groups around
Yeah.
wireless communications. There's a lot of money there, and they're championed by government. They really want this wireless technology everywhere. They want people to be connected to the internet, and
Yeah.
I think it ties into their agenda of being able to track everything,
Yes.
including your own biological markers. So wireless, is the only reason they could do that. So I think they want wireless. And with that being said, there's been thousands of scientific studies. If you want to look up the Bio Initiative 2012, that's the largest comprehensive report on all these thousands of studies and the bio effects it has on not just humans, but plants and animals and all these different related effects. Like for what Todd was saying about not having kids, wireless radiation will damage sperm and its motility, which is its ability to swim. So imagine having sperm that aren't swimming, and you'll kind of see what that happens.
Yeah.
What happens with that? And
You
so when you have when you have this wireless card just on your lap and radiating into it, you really need to take a look at how we did this the other day. I had a friend come over and he didn't really know much about it. So I turned my meter on and we turned on his phone and we looked at the output and it maxed out. It was like 3 million microvolts per square meter. Then I
wow.
went over to the microwave and I did the same thing, same reading. So,
Wow. Well, you know
yeah.
what? The best time to plant a tree let's say it's 10 years ago. You know the second best time to plant a tree, Ramiro?
Today.
Today. So I want people to just have that analogy in your mind. We have all been addicted to our mobile devices and our laptops and all of these things. But look, it's not too late. We should not concede that we're always going to live this way under their thumb. So I really encourage everybody, please, 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 at least go to abovephone.com/DD and just research it. Spend some time in there. And, for not a huge investment, that was the other thing. I found your products extremely, extremely cost effective when I think about the macro. Like even your course, when it becomes $250 on Monday, that is an investment, not an expense. I will continue to tell everybody that they should go take that course. And no, not because I get anything from it. It's because I covered crypto for 3 years. And I can tell you that it's not if, it's when you're going to get scammed. You're going to set something up wrong. When you are in crypto, you have to remember the most important thing. It is you are your own bank. And so when you have an issue and you call the customer support, it's going to ring your own cell phone. And I can tell you the customer service is going to suck. You're going to be really disappointed because you don't know anything, right?
That's a really great analogy.
It's so true. And that's why, for $250, and this weekend it's free, everyone, I intend to do something that's really painful for me. And that's to forego, I'm a knuckle dragger, forego some football games. At least I'm going to record them so that I can watch this course because, even with as seasoned as I am in crypto, I know that I'm going to learn a heck of a lot because everything that you guys have put into this. So
thanks, Todd. That means a lot.
Yeah, please, everyone, we have to support those companies who are giving us an escape plan. And that is exactly what you have done, you and your team, Ramiro. You've provided an amazing escape plan for us to get out from underneath centralized communications.
Absolutely. Yeah. And exactly the same way, it's an investment. Can you really put a price on being able to get food for your family that isn't, tracked, or being able to navigate without being tracked on a map, right?
Yeah.
We are making preparations. It's hard for, it's hard for me to say right now, like, just think about this. In order for you to act on something, you have to know about it, right? So surveillance precludes control. We're in the surveillance phase here. They're getting really good at collecting all the information. They're not ready to control it yet.
Yep.
But if that ever happens, do you want them to know what to control or what not to control? I don't want them to control anything. I want to live freely and make my own choices. So every service that we have, whether it's our calendar, email, encrypted chat, video conferencing. Todd and I have done several video conferences. There's no trace of that stuff after it's done. So, do you want to live in the private? I'd say you probably do. So it's worth checking it out. And we've made it as easy as possible, really.
And so I want to give you one more analogy. Everybody, This is what is happening. This is what is happening. I need you to just visualize this, okay? With your communications being under the control of Google and Apple. I need you to imagine going into the busiest airport you've ever been, okay? You're rushing through the airport and, man, you have to go number 2. And so you go in there and there's all of these stalls that are transparent. You can see everybody, right? And you have to go into one of those stalls. But way at the end, there's one that has doors that you can't see through. That's AbovePhone. Okay. Which do you want to be? Do you want to be there taking a constitution in front of all of these people? And guess what? They're probably selling it too. He was in there for 5 minutes. and he was looking at this sports app. So we need to promote, some sporting.
They probably have, while you're sitting there, they probably play ads to you.
Right. Yes. That one down there in stall number 7 definitely needs some preparation.
You need to go. That's so funny. I'll add on to the analogy: the stall with AbovePhone and other de-Googled technologies like it. Which, by the way, if you look at AbovePhone, you're feeling technically proficient. What we're doing is it's a de-Googled operating system. You don't have to get it through us. You can just make it yourself if you want to. You can try and replicate everything that we've done. And do that, because I want you to have freedom in whatever way it is, whether you're working with us or you're not going through us. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
So I will say that the AbovePhone stall, if we have to compare it to a bathroom stall, it's beautiful. Imagine stained glass that you can't see through with our logo, plush and everything. It's luxury, and that's what we should aim for all of these new alternative systems to be. They're better than the original. So I think you'll find that with the AbovePhone. It really will treat you really well.
I'm a marketer at heart, and so I give this to you, your new tagline: AbovePhone. Take a dump in luxury. In luxury. Man, you're welcome, everybody.
Wow. All right, hold on. We're changing the site title immediately.
As we go. Oh, I wish my buddy Mike was here, because we get kind of stupid goofy in our after parties, but so it's kind of a habit for me, but we have fun. By the way, everybody, please go to decentralized.tv and make sure you sign up for that newsletter as well. And when we have new guests on, you will be emailed the day prior with the person and the time, and you want to be able to watch all of those. Because man, they're so good. They're so good. We interviewed you. That's how I got to know you, and then we just kind of took it from there, didn't we, Ramiro?
Todd's the type of guy, when he gets new information, he just acts on it right away. That's the type of person you want to work with, because he's not just talking, he's walking the walk. And I know kind of through some of what we've talked about, the types of guests he's going to have on. So, subscribe to Decentralized Directory, share that with your friends. This is important information, and the only way it's going to get out there is if you share. So,
yeah, that's right. And hold on one second while I try to find my mouse. I could do what Mike does and go and edit this out, but man, I can't get my freaking mouse to come over to the other side here. All right, I've got to edit this. Let me add my display. Maybe that'll get things back. Okay, there it is. Now let me, damn it. All I wanted to do was something simple. Let me use this. Wow, this is
we can cut this part out.
Yeah, I'll definitely cut this part out. Okay, I'm grabbing it there. Okay, I want to share screen. Continue. All right. Well,
you want me to stop sharing? Or
I stopped you sharing. So, okay, Ramiro. Well, thank you for saying that. You're right. It's like when I get presented with solutions, I don't let the grass grow under my feet. As a matter of fact, I take the grass from under my feet. Let me show you this. Here's my food forest. So this is one where we interviewed the founder of Galt's Landing, Jim Gale, foodforestabundance.com. And I want you to take a look. This all actually, I'll do one better. Let me show everybody. Share screen. This is what my yard looked like. My property looked like. There you go. So that's my home. And you can see right behind the home, all of that green grass that goes up to those oaks that are kind of the edge of the side fence. And then that back area, funny story there, that used to look like the area to the right where it didn't have all of the big trees. But when I was walking back there when we bought the home 9 years ago, a water moccasin snuck out of a bush and they attack and came very close to biting me. So that weekend, I went and got a bush hog, rented a bush hog from Home Depot, and I destroyed that back area. I'm like, you're never going to bite my dogs or my kids or me. And so I claimed that, possession is 9/10 of the law. And then I had my lawn guys just continue to mow it. And now that's the preserve that you can see all of my animals, deer, hawks, raccoons. I just love them. But I want you to just notice all of the green grass there. What do I do every month with that green grass? I poison it. I bring in these lawn care providers to apply poison that my dogs ultimately roll in. Okay, let me stop sharing. And I'm going to say, so I hired foodforestabundance.com to create this. That's the vision. That's the vision of it's called Florida friendly permaculture. And that's a big deal because when you get into getting approvals from HOAs, you have to use different language. So you have to use permaculture that's Florida friendly. HOAs can't stop you from planting food if it's designed right. And then the back fencing, you don't have to go through all the fence approval process. Why? Because they're a trellis. You got to change the language. So here, let me just share this with you. So this was like the day after. This was during the process. You could see that, that is the process. But they still had 2 days to go on that. So this isn't the video that I wanted.
There you go.
Check that out. So I have this sign on my side fence that says "Beware a dog" because I have that dog, and you should beware of Zeus. So then I had one made that I'm putting underneath it that says "Beware of Food Forest." I just think that is the best. So now the food forest is installed. I had to do something to keep Zeus out of the bed. So I installed the green fence that goes around that. That took me about 4 days. But I want everybody to notice, look in my back. There's a hawk, there are raccoons, there's my deer. This is what I get to wake up to.
Food forest abundance. Not only that.
That's amazing.
Plant with nature in mind.
Oh my gosh.
He's holding court.
He's holding court, man.
Look at that beautiful hawk.
You're blessing your food forest.
Absolutely.
They're like, hey, plant some food out here.
Gosh.
Oh, I am. That's phase 2.
Yeah. Love it.
Isn't that cool?
It's just blessed.
It's so cool. You've got your own slice of heaven there. And I can't wait to see the food forest grow.
And it all comes
Look at that.
Look at that. I mean, how beautiful is that? Seriously.
Never seen anything like that before.
And one of the raccoons just had 4 babies.
Oh, yeah.
I'll capture those 2. Amazing.
I just want people to know that I take this stuff really seriously. When I'm preaching, when Mike is preaching about decentralization, you have to act. Again, the best time to plant a tree is 10 years ago. The second best time is today. So anything like AbovePhone, I want you to talk about your upcoming computer that's coming out, but you need to start paying attention and start budgeting for this, frankly, because if you want to escape the controllers, you have to get out of the system. Cannot hammer that enough. And we have the ability to do so. And we're so fortunate to have companies like Food Forest Abundance that can make it easy, and AbovePhone that when you take a look at buying your phone, don't just look at the cost of the device comparatively with going to Best Buy. No, you have to look at all of the R&D that's gone behind this, and all of the sleepless hours. Ramiro, I know this week you have literally probably averaged a couple 3 hours of sleep a night, if that, because of launching this laptop.
Yeah, let's call it a privacy computer. And
Okay.
So it's
that
actually
you don't keep near your privates. Let me just say that.
Oh, there you go. Now you're on to something. Privacy
Okay.
computer, not for your privates.
Yes, bingo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bingo. So this computer
that.
has been we've been working on it for over a year, just trying to figure out what would be the best, like absolutely most robust, most controllable, most stable, and most feature-rich laptop that we can build for people on the Linux ecosystem. Actually, my start into digital privacy was helping people how to install Linux on their own machines. And so I did a really good series of articles, like maybe 8 to 10 articles and videos on how you can install Linux on your machine. What is Linux? Linux is the third choice of operating system. You got Windows, you got Apple, you got Linux, which exists, but you won't ever find it in a store because they can't make money off of you and spy on you with Linux. It's always been free. All of the software on Linux is free. All of the software on Linux is better, and that's a fact.
Wow.
I'm happy to say that. And it's all very compatible with different things like Microsoft Office and Linux. You have LibreOffice, so you have a lot more possibilities. And so over the past year, we've been figuring out. I've used pretty much every distribution under the sun, except for some of the more esoteric ones. And when I say distribution, different versions of Linux. And so we finally landed on the perfect software for the Above book. And here, if you want to bring the landing page up, or I can do it on my end too.
Okay.
I'll talk to you a little bit about that. So yeah, so the Above book is it's supposed to be the ultimate Linux machine. It's essentially the environment I created for myself over a long period of time. And now I figured out, all right, what did I really enjoy about this machine that I could take and share with other people, right? So privacy and functionality without the setup. How can I make it so you get this machine in your hands? It's ultimately private, but things like setting up a printer is easy. How can I do that, right? So that's this machine. It's using a extremely lightweight and performant operating system called Arch Linux. Arch Linux is special because you can basically build it from scratch and choose every little piece you want going into it. Really, if you started from nothing, it would just be a terminal, like a command prompt, but then you can build everything around it, like the desktop environment and whatnot. So that's what we did. We built it from the ground up and done the extra work of making it easy to upgrade and maintain. So we've written our own software, making things like updating your software easy, just taking care of the system easy, things that might have you go into a terminal on a normal Arch Linux computer or a normal Linux computer. You just click a button on ours, right? So that's kind of making it easy. And also, it comes with full disk encryption out of the box. That means that your hard drive is encrypted, meaning that people can't even get access to your data unless they type in the encryption key that you get to set when you're setting up your Above book. So we have collectively between us, I work with a lot of engineers who worked for big companies, and now they're coming to the light side. So a lot of really cool people collaborated together to get this to where it's at now. And we're using really good hardware. That is hardware from a few years ago, but if you think about it, hardware from a few years ago was better, right? It was made with military specifications. It has. I should have one to show off right here. Give me 1 second.
Sure.
Here we go.
This is amazing.
I've got one right here. So it's got different ports. Like it's got an Ethernet port. Remember when computers had an Ethernet port? Why did they take those away? Is it because wireless is just super good, or do they just want you using wireless all the time? I'm not sure. But it's also got a micro SD card slot, a USB-C, and a USB-A. So it's really made in the perfect time. And then also we're launching the Above book. This is our first laptop that we've ever done.
By the way, I don't think people were able to see it because we were screen sharing the website.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. There's some beautiful pictures. You don't need to.
Okay.
So yeah. So with this, you've actually got the largest collection of open source software available, thanks to Arch Linux User Repository, which this is the most decentralized way to install software.
Okay.
because anyone can take a program and port it to Arch Linux repository, meaning that we have those repositories set up, and pretty much any program you can think of will be on this. That includes those big tech programs like Skype, Microsoft Teams. A lot of those programs will be on here. The only things that won't be on here will be things like Adobe Photoshop or Adobe Suite, or maybe some advanced games and things like that. So that's important to know.
But you'll have an Adobe reader, right? A PDF reader on there. So
we have plenty of PDF readers. We have plenty of designers. We have alternatives to all of it. We have illustration tools. We have video editors. All of that will come out of the box. It just won't be Adobe branded or whatnot.
Great.
And then we also have been working on a solution to sync your phone and laptop, which is a program called KDE Connect. So when you have your Above phone and you have your Above book, you get awesome things like you can control your laptop from your phone. You can copy and send, text and data over. You can send files to it, and you can even use the touchpad to control your laptop. So that's pretty awesome. And then lastly, we've got our Above suite. These are our professional suite of software services that we run on our data center. Again, they're meant to be private. So we have things like video conferencing, email, calendar, encrypted chat. We even have an internet phone number. So because everything syncs across your devices, you can start making text messages from your computer. You can start making phone calls from your computer. And so when you get an incoming call, it calls your computer and it calls your phone, right? So it's this concept of universal internet utilities, where it doesn't matter the device. You can take our software anywhere and run it, because that's your freedom. We don't want to keep you in a box. We want to open the box, right?
Wow.
This is it. We have around 50 units. It's actually not open to the public yet, but just because I love Todd and we've got some good synergy, I wanted to promote it to y'all. It will go public Monday, so you guys have a little bit of time before we give it out to our entire list. We only have 50 units. I expect it to sell out pretty much immediately, so we've kind of been promoting it in stages, and so now's your chance. Get it now.
So what would the cost be on this?
It costs $963 for the base model, and then there are some upgrade features, so I'll show you that. It'll be shipping out October 12th, so this is a pre-order. I'm going to be making
October 12th. That's a great day. You know why?
Why is that?
It's my birthday.
Oh my God, dude, I totally did it on purpose. And that's why Todd is going to get one of these for his birthday.
All right. All right. This is awesome. Okay, tell us about the upgrades. So if you wanted just the Mac Daddy full, dual quad robustion, bored out carburetor system.
Plasma generator. Yeah, all of the fixings. So you can upgrade your RAM to 40 gigabytes, which I don't know if any of you have used a laptop with 40 gigabytes of RAM, but it's pretty amazing. 2 terabytes of storage, so you're going to be good on space. Get this additional storage drive, helps you move data from your phone to your computer and vice versa. And get our Above suite. Yes, you've already got one, Todd, so you don't need to get one. So that comes out to $14.95. And so it's a really awesome laptop.
Come on, people. Come on. I mean, just go online and type in MacBook Pro to get one of these, and then everything that you have to buy. That is nuts. That is nuts. I anticipated that it was going to be around $2,500 when I first learned of this. That was kind of the ballpark in my mind. But man,
we've gotten a lot of feedback from our customers. This is just the first model. We polled our customers. We got around over 100 responses, and most people wanted something around $1,000. So we were like, all right, it's not going to be more than $1,000.
Well, I want the Mac Daddy, and I may or may not have some Monero, but let's take this offline, because I definitely want to be one of the first, and I want to be. I can't wait. Now I have no excuse. Now that I can control my computer from my Above phone, and I'll have them both. I want to be the tip of the spear here, Ramiro, to be able to show people how I'm going to be 59 on October 12th. So, they consider me a senior citizen. But you know what? The best time to plant a tree is today. and the best time to get a privacy laptop, privacy computer that I can not sit on my lap is October 12th.
Well, happy birthday, and you're still, you can see how young you are in spirit and in ideas, and I want that for myself too. And so yeah, you will get it. You will get this laptop, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. And yeah, just thank you for the support and the opportunity.
Oh,
and for those of you out there, it's time to make the jump. If you haven't ever used Linux before, I'm telling you, it's better. I fell in love with it when I was in college. And I looked at the features that it had, which back then, in 2015, you could like take a screenshot and you can draw a box and you can get a screenshot of that area. When Windows released that this past year, it took them a decade to release something that a developer who wasn't getting paid for it was doing over 10 years ago.
Wow.
You know what Windows spent their time doing? They were spending time researching on how to best track you. And that's what, explains their software today. That's what they put their money in, is how to surveil and control you, not actually good software.
Right.
So this is why we've got to support open source developers. What we're doing here is we're bringing in a lot of different technologies into one device. When we're saying above phone or above book, it's definitely not me, not just me. I'm standing on the shoulders of giants and all these people who help bring this together. And my mission is to get money to through this company and support these developers so we have reliable software for years into the future. So please help me in doing that.
Yeah. Are you screen sharing? Can you stop screen sharing?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, just because I want to be able to have the people see that handsome mug of yours. And
dang, I missed the speech. I should have stopped. I was on a roll.
You were on a roll. That's why I was trying to stop the screen share, and I didn't figure it out. So but yeah, man, this is so amazing. You and your team are so amazing, and I think you're going to change the world in many, many ways. And we are just at the beginning. So I consider this to be a blockbuster video, and people have never heard this information before. You heard it right here. That's why you subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Please hit that notification bell, subscribe. For those of you who want to figure out how to find me on YouTube, you can go to just search for Decentralized Directory. Okay, so they share one D in between. A lot of people do decentralized and then directory. No, there's only one D connecting them both. And subscribe, because I'm going to be bringing you more and more, because what I'm going to do with my website, decentralizeddirectory.com, is all of the key partners supporting decentralization, they will all be interviewed by me. And so embedded in that site, not only on my YouTube channel, but embedded within the site are going to be the videos, to where you'll be able to, meet all of these amazing people. And so I want that to be a repository, just like you go out with your Above Book and Above Phone and you make it easy for people. You've already assembled all of the apps, right? So people don't have to go do all the heavy lifting themselves. That's what I want with my site, is to identify key partners supporting decentralization, so people have a trustworthy place to go. And if you are interested in a food forest, I'll connect you. If you are interested in solar, that's the other thing. I mean, we interviewed some solar guys, and I'm like, whoa, I need to get an assessment on that. And for those of you who live in the United States, there is this company that installed my solar. It was just so amazing. You can actually see the video. If you go back a couple of videos and you see a solar house, that's the top of my house, watch that video, because we documented the whole thing. And there are 37 states to where they're installing, this company is installing. So you should connect through that video. You'll be able to get the contact information for Solar Steve, and he can do an assessment for you. In my neighborhood, just by people walking by and saying, tell me more about that. And I'm like, talk to Steve. 5 of them are in the process of getting them installed because it's the biggest no-brainer decision that you'll ever make. I don't know about you all, but my energy bills this summer have been literally through the roof. Averaged the last 2 months, $675. And I told my wife, I said, there's going to be a day where people aren't going to be able to afford their homes because of the energy bills, period. I mean, I believe within 3 years that my energy bill, if I wouldn't have gone solar, would be $1,000. I really see that day coming. As a matter of fact, Tampa Electric, they just sent us all, the CEO sent us all a letter because everyone must be bitching about the high electric bills. And he's like, well, good news. We got some things under control. We're going to get some grants for, but you install a solar system, no money down, and I'm locking in my payment at $310 for 18 months. And then I get a $30,000 tax credit that I can apply towards it and lock it in at that $310 for the life of the loan, which is 25 years. While I'm paying $310, other people are paying $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 in the future. You got to think about inflation, energy inflation. That's where it's going. So the time to act is now. Plant the tree, plant the solar panel, plant the AbovePhone, plant the food forest. Do it today. And I can help you. And if you want to be able to afford all of that, let me help you keep what you earn. Go to decentralizeddirectory.com, book an hour with me. And like with Ramiro Romani, CEO, founder, AbovePhone.com, I think you too will make a good decision. Ramiro, you were kind of a tough cookie. You asked a ton of questions, but I so admire your process on that. And everybody, this guy is a pretty smart guy. And if he saw the light, and he's like, why didn't I know about this 10 years ago? Well, the best time to plant a tree.
It sounded too good to be true. And after I asked all the questions, it turned out to be true. So
yeah,
how it goes sometimes.
It's how it goes. So, all right, everybody, thank you for hanging in there with us. And I hope you enjoyed the interview. Ramiro, you are an awesome guest. You are welcome anytime. I want to come back. Everybody, I'm going to have the links down below. Please take advantage of them. Take advantage of the free crypto course. Take advantage of the discount on your AbovePhone. And let's support those who are helping us decentralize. That's our job, okay? They go and do all the work, but we have to support them. How do you support? Well, go get an AbovePhone. Get an above. Wait, what are you calling your above
book?
Above book, please. That it's really simple. So, all right. Any parting thoughts, Ramiro?
No, I'm just super grateful to be on here and to meet everyone as part of your audience. And I feel like we're really moving into a different time where we're needing to stand up and be the light to each other. So I'm grateful to build a strong connection, and I'm looking forward to supporting everyone who maybe just has questions. There's a little chat button on our website that goes directly to my inbox, my team's inbox. So we look forward to getting to know you, and just much love and blessings to whatever your passion is in life.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Ramiro, thank you. Thank you out there watching. I really appreciate it. And let some other people know that we exist. Okay, let's grow this thing together. Took me a long time to get to 4,000 subscribers, but that happened this week. And I think it's just going to continue to hockey stick up because of all of you helping me spread the good word. So this is Todd Pitner, founder, decentralizeddirectory.com, co-host of decentralized.tv with Mike Adams. Please join us there. And until the next time, cheers.